Morning YouTube, day 12 of the Carnivore Diet. Today's energy levels are good, really good. Not as high as whenever I first started, but still. I talked about yesterday about that even keel that seems to be leveling out. So everything's pretty much going to be the same every day, probably at this point out. But the benefit of this, I mean, the really good thing that comes out of this is my stress levels are really down as well. So my energy is up, but my stress levels are down. And I always try to think whenever I'm driving into work, just remember, if anything ever happens to you, your job will be posted on Craigslist that afternoon. I mean, that's kind of a mind-freeing thought. You are not defined by your work. You are not defined by the things that you do in order to be a provider for your family. And I think this carnivore diet has helped lead me better by reducing my stress levels, and then it opens up your mind in order to see those things. So this is really great experience. Yesterday, my eating was really off, and something really interesting happened. So as I reviewed yesterday, my daughter's car had a problem. It turned out to be her fuel pump computer module went bad in her Ford Taurus. So I had to call off work and go over there and to assist in helping and get her car towed and blah, blah, blah. Well, anyway, I couldn't eat until around 11 o'clock. And usually I have some snacks, I've mentioned before my deli slices with cheese roll-ups, and I have all of that. And in the morning, my energy levels were kind of low. I was relying on my recovery drink in order to get me through. But by the time 11 o'clock came, I had not eaten. So I'm kind of in a fasted state. And by 11 o'clock, I'm starting to get jittery. The energy levels were really getting up. It's not that I was shaking because I needed food. It was shaking because I had so much energy. I felt like I could run a marathon. So that's really interesting. I used to do intermittent fasting for about 16 hours. I wouldn't eat until noon of the next day, stop eating at 8 p.m., not eat until noon the next day. And I think there's a lot of benefits to that. I might implement that later on, but for right now, I'm not going to do that. And here's the reason why. Yesterday I only had an omelet, a meat lover's omelet that I got from Eden Park around 11 o'clock. Had a glass of milk and one protein shake. And when I went to the gym, I just couldn't perform as good. So I'm kind of thinking that also being on the carnivore diet and having not eaten a lot of food, just an omelet, that's just a couple of eggs. And usually I have maybe 3 pounds of meat by that time that I get into do my exercise routine. I have a lot more energy and a lot more fat converted into energy for me to do my lifts. So I didn't do very well at the gym yesterday. That's interesting. But again, the carnivore diet is worth it just for this reason. My sleep is just the best that it has ever been in years. And this is every day now. We're going on 12 days. So every day I am sleeping so hard at night and I wake up refreshed. And again, my joints are feeling great. My hip, my right shoulder. I sometimes do sleep on my right side now. I try to not do that just because of the pains that I have on the joints on my right side. But I think that the carnivore diet is helping me with, sleep apnea. I was never tested, so I can't say that I have sleep apnea. But my wife says I do snore, and I snore pretty bad. But I think that all of that is improving as I am on the carnivore diet. I got on the scale this morning. I'm down a couple more pounds, I believe. That scale, I don't know, it's kind of wishy-washy. You get on it 4 times, you get 4 different numbers. So I think I'm down another couple of pounds just based upon the averages that I get from the numbers. Day 12 of the carnivore diet. If I go 30 days, I'm going to try to do this challenge all the way through 30 days, but I have to take Thanksgiving off. I will have carbs on Thanksgiving, and I expect that the day after Thanksgiving is going to be a major crash for me. This is what I expect, because I hear everyone that's on the carnivore diet, if they have a cheat meal, they have a cheat day, they pay some dire consequences as a result of it. So I don't look forward to reporting that, but that's exactly what I will do. So day 12, everybody, energies are up, stress is down. That's the way to live your life.